Hi, my name is Sylvie. I am a certified health coach and I help women look great and feel great through fasting and also nutrition. I thought that I was going to be done talking about intermittent fasting with the keto diet for a little while, but it turns out that one of my readers asked me a question that spurred this video. And what the reader was looking for is some advice on implementing OMAD, which is 1 meal a day, a method of intermittent fasting that's gaining in popularity, with the keto diet. So what I decided to do is to create a step-by-step guide to help you implement intermittent fasting with keto for weight loss. Okay, step 1 will be set your goal. Whenever you want to lose weight, well, it's helpful to know how much weight you want to lose and how fast. Not only will doing that help you pick the right intermittent fasting method, but also it will help you make sure that you have realistic expectation, and it will help you reevaluate your results down the road. In this case, I'm going to help you determine how to set your goal weight in pounds, but I want you to keep in mind that your weight on the scale is not the only thing that I want you to measure. I would like you to take hip and waist measurements and take a before and after picture, because sometimes your weight may not budge, your measurements may not change a lot, but then you look at a picture and you may notice that your face has slimmed down. And you may tell that you are in fact losing weight. I know that throughout my weight loss journey, there are times that I was losing weight on the scale, and then times where I wasn't losing much weight on the scale, but my waist measurements were changing, and other times where it was the other way around, and then times where nothing seemed to be happening, but then I could tell by looking at pictures that I was in fact slimming down. So that's why it's helpful to have more than one way to gauge your progress. And to make sure that you set a realistic weight loss goal, I want you to ask yourself a few questions. Was there a time in your life when you felt most confident and healthiest? What weight were you at then? How long ago was it? And if it was, say, more than 20 years ago and before having babies, is it still a reasonable goal? Can you envision yourself feeling healthy and confident at a different weight? And if so, start with the easier, more achievable weight loss goal. And then if things are going well and you're feeling great and you want to keep going, you can always change your weight loss goal and keep up the same strategies to keep losing weight. But I recommend that you start with the most realistic weight loss goal that will make you feel confident and feel healthy. Now, if you've never been at a weight that made you feel healthy and good about yourself, you can always use a BMI calculator to give you a general idea of what a healthy weight would be for you. Next, you're going to decide on a time frame, because your weight loss goal needs to be specific, attainable, and measurable. Deciding on a time frame will help you stay on track and evaluate your progress. I don't recommend that you strive to lose more than 5 pounds a month, particularly if you're pretty close to your goal weight. To lose just 1 pound a week, you will need a calorie deficit of 3,500 calories, and that is more than you think. And as a guideline, if your weight loss goal is, say, 20 pounds, I recommend you give yourself a year, because what you will notice is that there will be months where you may lose 5 pounds, and then you may go a month without losing any weight, and then you may have a few months where you're losing 2 pounds a month. It's best to have a time frame that is easy to sustain long term, and that is as close as possible as what your lifestyle will be. If you don't do a crash diet, and if you just focus on your lifestyle, it will take longer, but it will be more sustainable. Step 2 will be to choose an intermittent fasting method. Picking an intermittent fasting method when you are doing the keto diet is a little bit different than picking an intermittent fasting method when you are not on the keto diet. Let me explain why. When you are not on the keto diet, to achieve your weight loss goal and to achieve even just your general health goals, it's best to have longer fasts. So I would normally recommend maybe a 20-hour fast each day, at least most days of the week, or even possibly the eat, stop, eat method, which is fasting for 24 hours twice a week, or the alternate day fasting method, which is fasting for 36 hours twice a week. These are the methods that I really tend to recommend more when you are not on the keto diet. OMAD is another great one. But if you are on the keto diet, since the keto diet tends to mimic fasting through the fact that you are eating so few carbs, you do not need to fast as long to get the same results. And so you could just fast for 14, 16 hours each day and get amazing results. Step 3, you're gonna need to decide what to eat while intermittent fasting with keto. It will make it a lot easier on you if you pick a simple meal plan that you can repeat. Some people eat the same thing every single day, and you can do that if that is something that you would like. Or what I do is I have a 7-day meal plan that I cycle through. So you could do that. It's 7 days and you repeat that 7-day meal plan over and over. In fact, I created a 7-day meal plan that you can download. I have a PDF version and I'll leave the link in the description so you can access that. Also, if you would like more diversity, I have a blog post where I share 21 keto family dinner ideas that are super easy, and I'll leave a link in the description for that as well. If you start looking for your own recipes, just be aware that a lot of the recipes online have very few calories for the amount of carbs, so make sure you check that. If a recipe provides 300 or 400 calories and has 9 grams of carb, it may seem reasonable on the keto diet to eat 9 grams of carbs for a meal, but 300 or 400 calories is not reasonable. You need more calories than that, which means that you may have to double or triple your portion, and then that really wrecks the amount of carbs. So pay attention to that. And make sure that your meals focus on nutrient-dense food. Make sure you're eating as many vegetables as you can, the low-carb vegetables obviously. Use fatty fish and chia seeds, hemp hearts. Also eat plenty of olives and avocado. Healthy fats like mayo, coconut oil, olive oil. Another tip that I would have as you plan your meals is to eat less dairy. Some people are dairy sensitive and they don't even realize it, and our modern pasteurized feedlot fed dairy products are just not as nutritious as they used to be. They are not the best choice when you're on a keto diet, so try to limit dairy. If you add a bit of dairy to your salads and things like this, that's fine, but as much as possible choose good dairy products. Step 4 is to commit. Now, that's the hard part for a lot of us. Some people can just change their diet from one day to the next and never look back, but I don't think that's the average person, and that is definitely not me. So make your decisions ahead of time, give yourself a date, jump in, make sure that your pantry and your fridge are filled with all the delicious foods that you are able to eat, and try to avoid keeping the foods that you cannot eat and try to not keep them in the house as much as possible. But at the same time, if you fall and cheat one day, don't beat yourself up. Pick up the next day and keep going. It's a process. For most of us, it's going to be a process. It's going to take time and it's going to take adjusting. Step 5 is to reevaluate. So after about a month or so of doing intermittent fasting with the keto diet, it will be time to reevaluate. So you're gonna look at your progress, see how much weight you lost, how many inches, and decide if this is working for you. You're gonna also take notice of how you've been feeling, if your cravings are lessened, if your energy level is good. And then depending on all these factors, you're gonna either choose to pick a different intermittent fasting method with your keto diet, or you may choose to keep doing the same intermittent fasting method, but possibly add in some more carbs to your diet. Some women don't do well with the keto diet, so it's very individual, and you're going to have to make this decision for yourself. Something that may work for a lot of women is to have 2-week keto cycles each month. So as opposed to doing the intermittent fasting with the keto diet the whole month, you just do intermittent fasting all month and then 2 weeks of the keto diet. I found that works really well for most women. If after a month you haven't lost any weight, on top of looking at other intermittent fasting methods that you could try, you can also maybe start recording how many calories you are consuming. As I mentioned already, a calorie deficit of 3,500 calories a week is necessary to lose 1 pound a week. So that means 500 calories a day. It doesn't take much to consume 500 calories. You'd be surprised, and when you start journaling your foods, you may notice that you are eating too much. You may also decide to increase your activity level. Maybe start doing some HIIT training, strength training. Not only these exercises would improve your overall health, but they will also help increase your metabolism and lose the stubborn weight. Another tip that I have for you would be to improve your sleep as much as possible. Try to make sure you're going to bed at a decent time each night, and that you do some relaxing activities before bed, like maybe reading, listening to some music or a podcast. Just make sure you have a routine that favors good sleep. And I know that many women tend to struggle with staying asleep during perimenopause and menopause. I know that was the case for me. One thing that has really helped me is called tart cherry concentrate. That is a product that really helps stay asleep, have a nice and deep sleep, because it helps your body produce natural melatonin. And again, I'll put a link in the description if you want to look it up. Lastly, if you haven't been able to lose any weight after a month, another factor that you could consider is stress. Obviously, changing your diet, adopting a new lifestyle may be stressful in itself, and it may take a bit of time to get used to it. But also, maybe try to include more self-care practices in your everyday life, and do some things that you enjoy that are calming and relaxing to try to limit stress as much as possible. The best thing you can do is to make this experience as enjoyable as you can. And if that means buying some keto bars, maybe once a week as a snack that you enjoy and to not feel as deprived, then do that. So in summary, implementing intermittent fasting with the keto diet for weight loss is pretty straightforward. If you follow my 5 steps to set your goal, choose your intermittent fasting method, decide what to eat ahead of time, commit and reevaluate as needed, you are on the right track to see the results that you have been looking for. But remember that this is all about creating a new lifestyle. And it's not just about losing the weight and then going back to your old ways. You are adopting a lifestyle that will serve you for a lifetime, that will help improve your health, your longevity, your energy, and I want you to adjust it as needed so that you will in fact be able to sustain it as a lifestyle even after reaching your weight loss goal. I hope this video was useful, and thank you for watching.